Shelley Moore Capito took a trip to the Mid-Ohio Valley to learn more about the resources and companies we have in the area. Senator Capito made her first visit to Northwest Pipe Company, which is the largest manufacturer of engineered steel water transmission pipe systems in North America. She discussed the importance of having this company in West Virginia to boost our infrastructure and job availability. She also took a trip to Discovery on Market to learn about what the area has to offer for our children.
Where it's good for West Virginia is it's solid jobs, but it's got a long future, because a lot of our water infrastructures around the country, and I'm sure it's the same here in Parkersburg, are old and need to be replaced, and that's what Northwest does.
Her last stop before heading back to Charleston was to visit the mayor of Ripley.